Yeah. Long and turn it. Hi guys. Today is the last day, and I'm so glad that all week long we have been getting great tips, great advice, a lot of different ways to look at different things. So I'm so glad. Beauty Course 2 has been a success, and we still got Ruth of Elisa of Elisa's Plan. So I'm so glad that she's here with us tonight. Before she comes on, I want to thank everybody that has joined all week long. It seems like it's been long, but Sunday was amazing with Monique Janelle of Victory Inspired. Monday with Sharia Anderson of Morgan Cereal Bar. Tuesday, Sally Nicole of Sally Nicole's Beauty and Skin Boutique. Wednesday, I came on it real quick. I know that's my Bible study day. Thursday, Chris Bishop of High Class Hair. Friday, Alexis Monet of Miss Body Language. And tonight we have Miss Ruth Elisa. She's gonna give us some great tips, tricks, what to do on credit, how to take care of your money during this season, get to know a little bit more about her. So I'm so glad that she's here. If you guys have any questions, definitely make sure that you write them in the comment section, and we will get to them as soon as I see them, just to make sure that everybody get a chance to get some info from her, okay? So she should be coming on soon. Let's see here. I'm so sad. I always be sad when Beauty Course ends, because I'll be like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? But you know what? Trust me, it's so much more that's gonna happen once we're able to go outside. I think she's here.
There we go. Hi.
How are you? You look so pretty.
Thank you. So do you. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm great. How are you?
Good. I can't complain.
Good. I'm so glad that you were able to join me tonight.
Yes, I'm excited. I've been waiting for it.
Yes, and I believe that you are very knowledgeable. You know your stuff. You've been doing this for some time. I followed your page for some time, so I know, like, you know your stuff. So I'm so glad. Can you give us a little intro about who you are, what you do, and then I have some questions and we'll get right to those.
I sure will. I'm just trying to find this live so I can
Yes.
see it. And I do not see it on your page. Let me see here.
Social media is something else. Yep, it's there.
So we're live. Okay, there we go. I got
it.
Okay. And one. And
yes. Work it out. Work it out.
Got it. Okay, I got 2 phones and my laptop, so I'm trying to do all of this stuff. Okay. Where did this thing come from? Let me move you over here. All right, we're good.
Okay, we're good?
We're good, yes.
Okay.
So I got started in this business because I was helping a friend out. His finances were like all over the place. He was never opening his mail. In fact, he had a box for of letters that he would just feed the fire, and it was all his mail. So I realized that a lot of people who have bad credit don't open their mail from that situation. And then as I got more clients, but his finances were a mess. We ended up taking a look at his credit, and I basically just wrote down a plan for him and I gave it to him. And I was like, you know, here, follow this and you'll be fine. At the time I was working in a different industry, and he came back a few months later and he was like, oh my God. And I was like, what's wrong? He just kept saying, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I was like, I can't believe it, because his score was a 520. And it went to like a 730 within a few months. And I'm like, okay, well, all right, that's cool. So he put up a before and after picture on social media. And I kid you not, within an hour, I had over 50 inquiries. Like, can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? So I'm like, okay, you know, I didn't realize how many people had bad credit. I had always had pretty good credit. So I didn't realize the credit industry was even an industry at the time. And within 4 months, I quit my full-time job and I started this business. And so it's been it's going on 5 years that I've been in this business. So yeah, I've been doing pretty well.
That is amazing. So you got so many clients that you were able to quit your 9 to 5 and just do this full time.
Yes. And I've also always been an entrepreneur at heart. So the full-time job that I was working, that was actually my only full-time job ever. And I only worked it for like 13 months. So I've always dibbled and dabbed in different businesses, but this one has been one that I know I'm never going to throw in the towel. I'll just build on top of this.
That's amazing. I'm so glad to hear that. I love that, because finding out something like helping your friend for him to not even open up mail, you've seen an opportunity to say, hey, yo, do what I said do. And look at that. It opened that big door, and now you are killing it in your industry.
Yes. A big part of what I do is really help people understand how their emotions are tied to finances. And there are a ton of people who have so much anxiety when it comes to bills and paying attention to their household expenses that they're scared to even acknowledge it, like opening up a letter or answering the phone. There are people who, if you're not saved in their contact list, they are not answering the phone because it's going to be a bill collector, right? So they've just, instead of developing a pattern of, look, I want to stare my finances in the face and I want to get over this fear, it's a continuation of not answering the phone, of not opening the mail, of just completely avoiding taking a peek at what's going on with those numbers.
Wow. That's a good point. So I'm going to go right into this next question, because you kind of went there. Why is credit and budgeting so important, especially during a time like this? With us being stuck in the house, why is credit and sticking to a budget important?
This is the best time to know your numbers, right? So the best breakdown that I could give is, let's take a car. Let's take a 2020 Toyota Camry, right? Let's say that, and I wrote some numbers down. Let's say that it costs about $23,000 for this car. If you have a score of 750 or above, right? A credit score, that means that you have good credit. You have excellent credit at that point. Your interest rate is going to be about 1.99%, right? So you need to search for the banks that have those good deals, right? So they could be between 1.99 and, let's say, 3%. We'll go with 1.99 just for number's sake, right? So at that point, your car payment's going to be $368.22. Your car insurance is going to be a lot lower because car insurance is also dependent on credit, okay? Your total interest on the car over the term, if it's a 5-year term, is going to be $1,302.39. Okay. Now, remember that scenario. If you have bad credit, we're going to say is around a 520. Your interest rate, instead of it being at 1.99, which is really good, can be somewhere from 14% up to 26%. We're going to go with 14.99 just for the scenario. Okay. Your car payment is going to be $513. That's $145.75 more than if you had good credit. So this is why credit is important. That $175 more, you're literally just flushing down the toilet. So take $175 out your wallet and just flush it down the toilet right now, because that's literally what you're doing. That is what you could be saving just by having a good credit score.
That's deep, because I'm not going to put $175 down my toilet.
Right. But people are. It doesn't matter whether it's going to the toilet or going to a bank. You're putting your money somewhere that it could be in an investment. It could be in your savings. It could be going towards investing in yourself. That money, just because of your credit score, is going out to where it doesn't need to be. So the difference in the total interest over the 5-year term, you're paying $9,619.05 more for the same exact car, from a good credit score to a bad credit score. And mind you, that was taken at a 14.99% interest. If it was 26% interest, the interest you would have paid would be almost double.
Wow. So that is why having your money and your budgeting and everything is important during the season, because we need to know the numbers. Who wants to just waste money? I know I don't want to waste money. I know my husband sure is not going to let me waste any money. So,
yeah.
all of that.
All this could be put towards savings, investments, retirement accounts, or just investing in stocks, Forex, whatever you want to do. But it should be kept in-house versus going out.
Wow. Now I want to go right into this. So with having good credit, what can it do for you? Can I go get my dream home? Can I go get my dream car? Or should I just stay right at, just because I have good credit, does that mean I should go and get the top of everything?
No. So having good credit is one portion of your entire financial plan, right? It's only one portion. So there are people who have made the mistake of getting their credit up and then messing it up immediately. So they'll get their credit up. They're like, oh my God, I've never had good credit before. Let me go to the dealership and just see what I qualify, even though I don't need a car, right? Mm-hmm. So they have a good car, it's running decent, and then they go to the dealership and now they have this $400 payment on this luxury car that they absolutely didn't need. Then they forget to pay it a couple times and then boom, credit is shot again. So if you don't need to use it, don't use it. But what I do like to tell people is that having good credit is good in emergencies. So if your credit score is good now, and let's say that you were just laid off, you can apply for a credit card with a 0% promo rate. All right, so that 0% promo rate can be anywhere between 6 months for no interest up to 18 months for no interest, depending on the card. All you have to do is Google 0% promo rate cards. You'll have a much better chance of getting that card, right? Because if you have good credit, a lot of times you do not need income verification. Now, this is excluding for mortgages. You need that. But if you're just applying for a credit card, right? And let's say you still have your last check coming in and you can put down that job and you have a good credit score, they're not going to ask for that income verification a lot of times. And I am living proof of this. I actually had somebody try to challenge me on this. I have never had to send income verification in for any of the credit cards that I've applied for, including the ones with 0% interest for a certain amount of time. I've gotten my car. It was in 2018. I went to the Mercedes dealership and I got my car with no income verification. Okay, I have gotten home improvement loans with no income verification, meaning I did not have to prove that I worked at a company. I did not have to show pay stubs. I didn't have to show taxes. I didn't have to show anything. They went solely based off of my application and my credit score.
Wow.
So that is something that is huge that can really save people, especially during these times where you can have that if you have a good credit score.
That's
the other thing.
Mm-hmm. We have a question. I want to get to this one, and it's pretty open.
Okay.
So it's from Red Dominican. Her question is, I have 18% going into Def Comp. My goal is to start maxing out. I need help in better diversifying my investments. Are you able to help in that area?
So I'm not a financial planner, but what I do is give people education on what type of investments are out there and how you can invest. But you would have to see a financial planner to really understand your diversification. I'm more of a financial educator, but financial planners deal specifically with different types of investments. So like I go through TD Ameritrade.
Okay.
And work with someone there.
Nice. You heard that, Red Dominican? She just told you what to do and help in that area. So
now she said this is with her retirement.
I believe so. She didn't really specify, but she can connect with you after and you could point her to where to go.
Yep. And there are other investments besides retirement plans. So yeah.
All that. Educate us, girl. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So a few more things. What financial tips do you have for people who are big spenders?
Okay. So I see a lot of the people who come to me, the first thing that we do is their budget. And I always go through social expenses because it's a lot of the things that people don't count within their budget. So you count your rent or your mortgage, your lights and all that kind of stuff. What you don't count is how many times a week you go out to eat. That includes dining in, pickup, vending machines, lunch at work, coffee in the morning, donuts, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So when we go through those social expenses, I found that some people are at 60% of their budget is their social expenses.
I'm writing
It
that
also
down.
includes buying hair and getting your hair done, nails and feet, shopping online, all of that kind of stuff, which I'm not against at all. I shop, I get my hair done, I do all of that. The first tip would be a 30-day challenge to yourself. So for 30 days, you want to save all of your receipts for groceries, put it in one jar, save all of your receipts from dining out, put that in one jar. And things could be different because now we're in a shut-in at this point. So your expenses could be very different. So you could start it now, and then hopefully once the shut-in ends, you want to do it again to really compare. You want to see how much you're spending on your hair in a given month, how much you're spending on nails and feet, waxings, all of that kind of stuff, and shopping. So there should be each section, 30 days. When people come to me and they'll say, I only spend $50 a month on going out to eat. When they add up their receipts after the 30-day challenge, they're realizing they're spending about $300. So for a lot of people, especially big spenders, it's a reality check of, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I was spending this much because I don't have any money left over during the month, or I'm maxing out my credit cards. Yeah, it's because you're not spending your money wisely because you're not in reality. You don't realize how much you're actually spending on these certain items. Okay. The other thing is to wait 24 hours to purchase whatever you're thinking you need to purchase. If it's a non-essential item, wait until the next day to purchase. Okay.
Yes.
This helps tremendously, because if you're up in the middle of the night just on Amazon, you're like, oh, this looks good, this looks good, this looks good. Just wait until the next morning when you wake up and you see all that stuff in your cart, and then you're like, I don't really need any of this stuff.
Right.
And then you just, either delete it or save it for later, whatever. But it really does help, because I've had some people admit that they'll get packages and like, oh, what did I get myself? It happens. So if you know at that point you really didn't need it and it could have gone towards something else. And then the third thing is to just ask yourself 3 times over, do I need this? Do I need this? Do I need this? And if you're telling yourself no, if you can't come up with a reasonable explanation for why you need the item, give it up.
Give it up. I just wrote, do I need this 3 times on my paper? Mm-hmm. Because those are all great tips. Great tips. And I have to say that 24-hour rule, we live by. It was very hard for me in the beginning because my husband was like, Penny, don't spend any money. And I'm like, what is $12? Like, he was like, no, like really give yourself 24 hours. So I'm going to keep doing all of these, but then do I need this? Do I need this? I wrote that down because I'm quick to be like, I need it. And yes, I don't need it.
A bonus tip is I give myself a monthly allowance. So I don't believe in not spending anything. I give myself a monthly allowance. Once that allowance is up, it's up for the month. I just wait until the next month to purchase something. But it's not realistic to just say we're cutting off everything for the rest of our lives. No, we need that self-care. I'm very, very big on self-care. And if that has to do with maybe getting a massage, or I really like this shirt and I'm going to wear it in a photo shoot, so it makes sense for me, that's fine. But just don't overspend. And don't spend for no reason. And check your emotions too at the door. Did you just break up with your boyfriend or your girlfriend? Right. I have a lot of emotional shoppers as clients, so we have to check those things too.
That's so good. Oh, girl, you dropping them jewels and helping us all. I got another question. Mm-hmm. This is good. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad. So one more question that I have. Is a 620 credit score a good start in purchasing a home?
So it's the minimum credit score required for certain banks. It's going to be either a 620 or a 640. It's not the best credit score to have. So this question, it's a little complicated to answer, because if you're in an emergency situation where you have to get out of your apartment or wherever you're staying at the point, and you need to take the 620 credit score and you have a lender that's going to approve you at that point, that may be the best thing for you to do. For those who are not in emergency situations, I definitely recommend working on your credit to get it at least close to 600 or above. 720 is probably the best because the interest rates are going to be different. Right. So you can qualify for different types of mortgages, and then the interest rates are going to be different. So you can go at 3.2% or 3.8%. It can be as high as like 5.3 or 6%. And those percentage points really make a difference when you're talking about a 30-year term type of mortgage. So that's thousands and thousands of dollars extra in interest. So you really want to be mindful of that. So 620, it's okay to get a house. You really want to wait until you're at least close to the 700s, if not higher, to qualify for the lowest interest rate.
Nice. That's good, because I've, like me and you talked earlier, like money is just so different for different people.
Yes.
So that's good to know that a 620 can start somebody, but get closer to the 700 so that interest can be lower.
And you can refinance. So if you needed to, if you're in an emergency situation where you have to take the mortgage, let's say at 5.8% interest, if that's something that you have to do, go ahead and do it. And then you can look at refinance options once you're in a better financial position. But I always tell people, if they can wait, just wait and do it once versus refinancing a house, because it's a much bigger process than refinancing something like a car.
Well, oh, wow. Okay. That's good. Everybody's on here is just so happy. I have a question from my mother-in-law, Aisha Balance. Her question is, do you recommend paying a certain amount of mortgage, like over her mortgage payment?
Yes. So I did that. What I do with my mortgage, I took a 30-year fixed, meaning that I pay the mortgage for 30 years. After the 30 years, house is fully mine. It's fixed, meaning that the interest rate stays at, I believe it was at 3.8% at the time that I bought the house, which was the lowest interest rate at that time. I went, and after about 2 years of owning the home, and you can go online and Google mortgage calculators and put in 30-year versus a 15-year, and it'll show you the difference in how much extra you can pay to pay off your mortgage in 15 years versus 30. So for me, that was just a couple $100 extra a month. So for a few years, I made an effort to pay that extra few hundred a month to get the mortgage down so that it would be done within 15 years. And I can actually, I'll be done paying it pretty soon. So it definitely helps, because I was putting additional on top of the few hundred a month. But yeah, if you Google just mortgage calculators, you always want to stick to a 30-year, don't refinance to a 15-year, and just pay it like a 15. And that way you're saving the interest there.
Got it. I have another question. This is from Clarence Jones. What do you recommend as far as gold or silver, because the US dollar is losing value?
I do not give information on investments. I can't legally give you information on that type of stuff. I'm guessing he's into Forex, currency trading.
He didn't specify.
He didn't specify. Yeah, I can't legally give you advice on that.
So Clarence, Google it.
I wouldn't even Google it. I don't recommend Googling it. I recommend talking to somebody who's really, really like a Forex instructor or a financial planner. Got it.
Well, Ruth, girl, I got a page full of notes. You were amazing. How can we find you? How can they get in contact with you for your services, your tags and everything? What's all of that information?
So you can view me. Instagram is at Elisa Financial, ELISA Finance. Sorry, Elisa Finance on Instagram. Facebook, I have a fan page, Ruth Elisa, and then I also have a business page, Elisa Plan Financial Life Coaching. And then you can also view my website, www.elisaplan.com.
Awesome. And guys, I will be sure to put that in the notes below so you can find her. I'm telling you, she's great. She knows her stuff. I would definitely recommend her for any of the stuff that she talked about. Like I said, she's been doing it ever since I have followed her. I'm so glad that you were able to join me. I'm so glad.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I really
You're
appreciate this.
welcome. No problem. And I'll hit you up after this.
Okay. All
All
right.
right. Bye. Guys, I told you she knows her stuff. She's like the best that I personally know and that I follow on social media. So I'll definitely make sure to put all of her information in the notes below. This week has been amazing. And I'm very glad that we ended on finance, because with everything that's going on, we have not been doing anything but staying in the house, ordering Amazon packages every single day. My husband was like, do we have something? FedEx is outside. I'm like, I didn't order anything. I really didn't. But this was the perfect ending for Beauty Course 2. I hope that you guys enjoyed every single speaker that we had this week, the giveaways that we had. I'm just so overjoyed that you all were rocking with me. If you have not subscribed to my channel, it is called The Courtney Knight Show right on YouTube. Definitely make sure you click that subscribe button. There's going to be plenty of videos to come. We're going to have a good time. So again, thank you all so much. Make sure you share the video so we can get the word out. Beauty Course 2 was simply amazing, and I love you all. See ya.